Back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Ryan Marra of Brown Baseball. How's it going?
Good. Thanks for having me, Casey.
So let's talk about, what this season's going to be like. And if I'm not correct me if I'm wrong, but have you played a college baseball game yet?
I have played a few. So before COVID shut everything down, we got 12 games in my freshman year.
Okay. So so unlike a lot of people on your team, I talked to Coach earlier this week, you have experience in this. Not much, but you have some. But just describe what the last few years have been like.
A lot of uncertainty for sure. I've lived in probably about half a dozen cities over the past couple of years, just traveling for summer ball and training and going back to school. So it's been a lot of uncertainty and a lot of traveling.
Like, how do you feel really through all
that? It was hectic at some times and confusing at others, just not really knowing what the future holds. But honestly, the one thing that got me through all of it was just thinking about the season's coming up and it's happening in 2 weeks.
So let's talk about this season overall. How do you think things are going so far? When you go up against teams like the Ivy League, we really don't know because everyone, if you look at all these conferences and say everyone knows what everyone's going to really expect, not really with this league because we haven't played in a while.
Definitely. I mean, it's kind of a clean slate for every team in the league. And I, truly believe the team that has the best chemistry and the team that wants it the most will win it. And, I think that Brown's that team.
So let's talk about what you put in some of the things that you've done over, I wouldn't say long off season, just kind of just the last few months it's been a while since you played a game in college, mm-hmm. But what have you been up to the last few months? What have you kind of really worked on?
So over the winter break, me and 3 of my teammates went down to Florida in West Palm Beach, and there's a training facility there called Cressy Sports Performance. So we were down there for about a month, just working with some of the best people in the industry, hitting, throwing, fielding every day.
Yeah. What's been the biggest thing that you worked on yourself as a player?
I think the biggest thing I've worked on is actually not physical, but mental. I've been focusing a lot on just, how I approach the game, like how I try to recollect myself in tough situations and keep myself from getting too high and too low when things are going good and bad.
So, and then just really kind of going into getting ready to get out there. Have you envisioned about what's it gonna be like to finally get back out there and play a game against somebody?
Oh yeah. I mean, every day, I think about it. And honestly, I'm just at this point, it's just like excitement. I just, wish these next 2 weeks would just go fast forward so we could get to game day.
Yeah. So going into that, what are your expectations? What are your goals for this upcoming season?
Well, I'm expecting our team to play well together and as a group who doesn't have much experience, really lean on one another to help each other out. There's not going to be like the 1 or 2 guys who have been there before. It's going to be a learning curve for all of us. And I know that we're all going to help each other as much as we can.
Yep. And then lastly, I know that it's been a lot of traveling so far, staying a bunch of places. What's been the most interesting place you've stayed at?
I think the most interesting place I stayed was probably last summer when I was playing baseball in the NECBL. I was in Lynn, Massachusetts. And that's only about 20 minutes outside Boston. So I got to really explore that city and get to know that city pretty well. So that was pretty awesome.
All right. Well, Ryan Marra, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and good luck this season.
Thanks, Casey.